Ugh. Where am I? What's going on? It looks like I'm back in Bismarck, downtown Chunktown. I'm a little confused what's going on. Last thing I remember, I was lost in a labyrinth fighting bosses. There was a giant zombie, a big blue blaze, and even a giant robot. I don't know what that was. I don't know. Something weird is going on. Let's head over to the pagoda and get back to work. We have some stuff we need to do. It feels like forever since I've been here, but I work here every day. Something just feels off. I'm not quite so sure what it is though. Alright, we're back in the office. As they say, another day, another dollar. I should probably take a look around the city. There's definitely a list of tasks that I need to take care of, but I'm not so sure exactly what everything is, so I need to get my ducks in a row. Alright, welcome back to the Blackstone SMP, everybody. This is episode number 15, and today we're just going to be taking a look around the server, reintroducing everybody, and kind of getting reacquainted with some of our projects. There is a lot of stuff that needs to get done, so we're going to make a nice little checklist of that and see what we can get done today. I am super excited to get back onto the server. It has been a little bit of a while in real life, and I'm really excited to show you guys a little bit of what's going on around. I think the plan is to spend about another 10 episodes, or I guess 11 including this one, up to episode number 25 on this server. And then I'm going to go ahead and go over and do some solo survival stuff and sort of flesh out each of the series with at least 25 episodes. So today I want to take my trusty little book here and go ahead and take a little tour around the server and see what we need to get done. And the first thing that I know we need to get done is take down the piglin trading machine. Let's go ahead and put that as the first thing in. I'll leave this first page blank just for some notes, but we'll go ahead and put in demolish piglin trader device. I guess it's more of a machine than a device. Alright, let's go over to the original town of Varrock and see what little things we can pick up. Figure out what sort of maintenance needs to be done, see what kind of builds can be done, and where we can focus our attention for the next 10 episodes. Varrock, the original little town, is right down the road from Chunktown, and it's coming together pretty nicely. Joe's got a nice little house over here. Of course, Jay's got his house here as well, and it's pretty nice. Little lake, a couple little builds in here, but it could definitely use some work still. One thing I know I want to get done is this giant chest build over here. This is one of Holy Thief's early unfinished builds, so I could probably just come in, throw in the terracotta and the blackstone and finish it up for him. Go ahead and throw that into the notes. Finish giant chest build. Alright, and that makes 2 tasks. Alright, so you guys get the idea. We're going to kind of just find little things like this and figure out what we can get done. I know that somebody wanted to build something up here on the top of the hill, but this is pretty much as far as it went. And this is way back before I was even on the server. I think it's still a good idea, but some things like this, I just don't know if it's worth writing down. I do think it'd be really great to really flesh out this little town area here, but I don't know. Actually, let's just write that in. Just kind of keep it broad, but we'll sort of say, build out Varrock. That way it's at least on our mind and it's in our notes, and we'll make sure we'll come back around to it at some point. Just like some more houses, some more little builds and things. Just kind of flesh it out, you know, a little house over here, a couple up on the hill. So just make it a little bit more alive. We could even bring some villagers over and probably put some animals in and kind of really make some movement and, you know, give some energy and life to the area. That could be a lot of fun, honestly. That'd be a great project, but it does also remind me that over here in the dormitory, so this is where we first lived in the early bits of the server, and as you can see, the ceiling is kind of, well, there was a fire. That might have been my fault. Well, actually, I think there was multiple fires, and I fixed stuff from one of them. One of them was lightning. I'm pretty sure one of them was my fault, but I don't remember what I did. But yeah, we got to do a little bit of repairs in the dormitory. Just kind of put in, I guess we need some more wood and sort of a few more bars of iron. No, actually the iron is fine, but the wood, the wood beam in the middle needs to be refilled, and the black wool. Oh no, where did everything go? Oh no, what was it? I'm sure I can just go back in the footage, but like also let's try to remember this. There was something, then there was build out Varrock, repair dormitory. How do you spell that word? Dormitory? I think that's right. There's one more thing. What was it? Oh, it was finish the giant chest. See, this is why I'm writing it all down, but I don't really understand the mechanics exactly of how the book and quill works, so I'm just gonna hope that I don't delete everything again. I think that should be just about it here in Varrock. There's not much else I can think about, and like I said, there's gonna be things that probably come up, and we'll mark them in as they come along. The next thing I want to mark down is a build idea. So in this spot over here, right across the river, kind of next to where Joe is, I want to build a house. I have this design that I've been working on, and I think this is the perfect spot for it. I'm not too worried about other people claiming the spot at this point. There's mostly building happening kind of down towards the city, and really most of the focus has been on Blackstone for a while. And I do plan to do that one kind of soon because I do have the design for it. So we are going to go ahead and mark down build new lake house. I guess it's a river house, but whatever. It is right across the river from the lake, and you can pretty much see the lake from the house. And I think it would be pretty cool to expand the lake over to here and kind of into the river, maybe up on this section a little bit. But I also feel like it would be great to do some builds over here, kind of clear out some of these trees and put some houses in. We'll see what ends up happening. I do think it would be great to at least expand it to the ravine with the lake and kind of really make it a little bit bigger, just a little bit more of a grand lake. There is a lot of opportunity right over here in this area as well. I think it would be cool to incentivize Joe to build a little bit more of these sort of small Japanese houses, build out sort of a little village here. And then once you come down the pathway, find the pagoda, and I have a few more little designs in the same block palette that I want to kind of work along with and build out a similar kind of little village over here. So I should actually put both of those things into it. Let's talk to Joe about his little village, and we will build out the pagoda village. I'll find a better name for it than pagoda village, and I'll leave the naming of the other one up to Joe. So yeah, we'll figure that out later. And actually, if you guys have any ideas for names of the village, let me know. That'd be great to get some ideas. Alright, looks like we're getting a good little list of tasks. I mean, this one is kind of just giving Joe a task. Alright, I know I want to build another building kind of similar to this one on the right, this sandstone building on the other side. They're meant to be essentially like this building and the one that's going to be right here. Wanted to move into this lot, but then this one right here was not going to move, the owner. So basically, I wouldn't sell my land to me to build a big commercial building on. Yeah, the two things actually need to happen. I need to move this one over actually 2 blocks. Like it's a weird thing. Like I'm just going to move this wall over 2 blocks, and then I need to kind of build another one similar to this. I don't think it's going to be exactly the same palette. Definitely not red, maybe blue, and maybe something other than sandstone. So we got to move apartment wall 2 blocks, and we need to build the second office building. And I mean, downtown Chunktown is a huge project in its own, so I still have some work to do here. I need to fill in all of these with just regular grass, or I guess dirt's fine, but we need to fill these in here, here, and over here. Basically, I want to do the core 9, get those all filled in. And then as the city expands outward, we'll let it kind of be a little bit more natural, go with the landscape a little bit more, and not be so rigid on the infrastructure. So we need to build out the base 9 chunks of Chunktown. And the center of Chunktown, the foundry. This has a lot of work that honestly needs to be done to it. All the windows need to be replaced and changed to this style over here. We need to replace the front section on all of these. We need to do this whole bit in the middle. And I'm not totally sure how much of that I've done in videos, but I'm kind of, yeah, I might end up doing it on stream or something, but there'll probably be like maybe 1 or 2 more videos. Probably just one like finished video of the foundry once it's all done. And then, yeah, as I build it, it'll probably be just done on stream. So we are actually on the next page now, and we're going to go ahead and start that off with finish the foundry exterior. The interior of this thing is a whole other beast, and I mean, a lot of it is sort of just factory space, like what you're seeing on the inside now, inside of those windows. That's where the gold farm is, and I need to, oh god, yep, that's something to write in. So I need to upgrade the gold farm. Also, I need to add an iron farm to the foundry because I think they're simplified now. I don't totally know Bedrock iron farms very well, but I think they're easier now. This build has been a serious work in progress, and I really like that, honestly. It's been with me a long time, and it keeps developing and keeps getting better and better, and I really have just let myself take my time with it and not rush building it. And that's let me really put it together in a way that I feel good about, that I really am happy about. Like, even this in the middle, like this will probably change at some point. I do like it, but I really like the rest of the detailing a lot better. Although the middle does sort of fit with the ancient alien sort of theme that goes across all of my bases and builds and sort of the general theme of my channel altogether. So I think I like it enough. If I end up copying this over to the other ones and not doing a different design, then it's definitely just going to end up staying. And I mean, I'm pretty happy with this face of the foundry altogether. And as you can see, the other faces, some of them are just totally barren and the windows aren't even in place. And then the first face that I ever did, I did with the gold sword, which I don't hate, but it's not necessarily what I want to do on this build. I'd like it to be a little bit more of a genuine, like, real sort of build, less Minecrafty, less cartoony, and the gold sword just doesn't quite fit that aesthetic. The interior of this build, like I said, a whole other beast. I want to use this ground floor to make my main shop out of, and I want to make it like fancy, auto-fed with some redstone stuff, and I want our piglin trader in the nether to actually connect directly to the building and just feed things in automatically and be super fancy and teched out. So like I said, huge project, but we can just kind of mark down 2 different tasks there. I guess the one task is to build out storeroom in, I guess it's not the storeroom, but the showroom in the foundry. And then along with that, I'm also going to need to design and implement the piglin trader design, the new one. The last thing I need to do in here is kind of build out the basement. It'll most likely end up being the portal room of the foundry, kind of the center portal room of the nether hub as well, and maybe being like an underground tunnel entrance sort of thing. There needs to be a lot more thought put into that, but we're just going to say build out foundry basement. Alright, I mean, I think that pretty much covers my bases out here in Chunktown. So, I guess the next stop would probably be the UFO over here. I am probably going to build some sort of castle, big build. I don't know, honestly. I started digging this hole a long time ago, and I don't know what I'm doing with it at this point. It was meant to house a lot of farms and industrial stuff, and it really still might do that, but I also kind of think building a castle over here would be really cool, so that might be on the docket. But to be totally honest, I am not a good enough builder to really build a castle. Like, I have so much work and progress I need to make before feeling confident enough to build a castle. And if I do a castle, it's going to be probably twice as big as this hole right here, so I'm kind of taking my time to be. But anyways, I do want to blast all of this out and clear it, as much of this as I can, pretty much down to deep slate level, down to y equals 0. We do have all the way down below that now to like minus 64 or whatever, but if I get down to y level 5, then that works great for me. And I do have these machines. It's basically a world eater in Bedrock, and it's more simple. I'm not gonna explain it right now, but it works really simply and easy. It drops a ton of TNT and digs these giant trenches. So I gotta finish that at some point. I need to finish coming through here and just blasting the crap out of this hole and making a big giant hole. It'd be nice to make a perimeter, honestly, like make this times 3 or 4. Like 1, 2, 3, 4 all around me, and that way we could have an actual perimeter for like serious farming. Let's go ahead and make that the task then. Actually, we'll go ahead and just say blast perimeter. And if we do a whole perimeter, it could be a fun idea to really flesh out this alien idea and make like a giant crater. So like as if the aliens came and blew up a giant crater, and that's what the spaceships are doing here. And it'd be a ton of terraforming around an entire perimeter. But like I said, this world, no intentions of getting rid of it at any point. So I think there's ample time to make that happen. Anyways, there's definitely some work to be done here in the villager trading UFO. I need to do all of the design work, and then I need to do some more iron farming so we can put both of those two things down. And I guess I just need to fill things out a lot more. There's so much work that needs to be done here, honestly, and it's not my favorite job. Not to mention, I've already got pretty much all the villagers that I need for like basic stuff. At this point, it's really just filling it out for the sake of having all the villagers to get all the types of materials that they can get for any sort of building projects or anything that we really want to do on the server at any point. So that means things like all of the stonemasons, all of the wool dudes, I don't know what they're called, the loomers. Yeah, that's not what they're called, but whatever. Having all of the books would be really great, and you know, just like over here on the top row, I have something like 20 clerics just for redstone. Like it's mostly just for redstone. And that comes with XP bottles once they're high enough level as well. But having 20 clerics, not the worst thing in the world. It does feel a little bit excessive. And honestly, if I fill up this entire room, I bet there's going to be some lag issues. But whatever. We'll try it out. And if there is, then there's just going to be an abduction. Yeah, that's what's going to happen. An alien abduction, and the villagers are going to be taken back to the home planet where they came from. Clearly, they didn't come from here. Right, bud? Want to go home? But only if you cause trouble. You know, if you guys cause lag trouble, then you guys will get shipped off into the outer space. But until then, we're cool. Don't worry about it. I just need a ton of iron for a lot of things, including building this, and I just need a lot more on hand. I'm really low. So I'm going to go ahead and put in a 24-hour iron farm session. And I'm actually a little bit worried that my iron farm might be broken. So in parentheses, I'm just going to put in build new iron, which I already have a note for anyway. I need to build out the interior of the UFO and just villager stuff. Alright, we're really starting to rack up on the tasks now. Alright, I think that's just about everything in this area, and I also want to do a little bit of map making for the conference room in the pagoda. On this second story here, I've built out a bit of a table with a bunch of chairs and a map in the middle. Here's the issue though. So maps are kind of a bad thing for Bedrock, and it really needs to be fixed. So apparently the map data, like whenever you create a new map, it creates an iteration, all the versions of that map, like 1 through 4 and everything, or 0 through 4. And that can clog up the data in your Minecraft world, cause some really major issues, even world corruption if it gets bad enough. Unfortunately, there's no way to get rid of these, and as far as I'm aware, it's still an issue in Bedrock and can cause some serious problems. So at this point, I'm not going to do the maps right now, but I do want to put it into my list and make sure that it gets done once some of these builds really get fleshed out so we can have a nice map table. And hopefully by the time we have this map fully finished, we will have some fixes for that on Bedrock. Alright, that is a big list of stuff we got to do. And now it's kind of just a matter of figuring out what we do first. And honestly, I feel like doing the Piglin Trader is really what I want to get done. I'm sort of fixated on it whenever I come into this world. Oh my god, I never added it back. That was the first thing that I had on here. It was the demolition of the Piglin Trader. I can't believe I forgot about that. That's like exactly what I want to do. I need to take it apart and then put it back together so that it fits through the nether with a fancy redstone system to feed into the bottom floor of the foundry here. And the big thing that I really need out of it is the Blackstone, so we can get a ton of Blackstone for Holy Thief's build over here. I've talked about it before, but Blackstone Flats was built at Bedrock level, but since 1.18 came out, he is now dismantling what's been done and redigging all the way back down to bedrock, which is literally pretty much doubling the size of this build. Or at least the underground portion of it. It's definitely going to come up in the sky a lot as well. I'm not totally sure exactly how high though. That is a lot of Blackstone to be used, and that's pretty much what my main goal with the Piglin trading machine. We're still kind of working on getting an economy going. It's only 4 of us here, and it's you know, really more just collaborative than anything. But because they're digging so far down, there is just a massive amounts of deep slate over. So I have some ideas to jumpstart the economy a little bit, but that's going to be for a future episode, I think. Let's head out to the nether and take care of that Piglin machine. It really doesn't feel great taking this thing apart considering how much time and energy I've put into it, but it has to come down. It's just, it sucks, but it does. Now that the top part of the machine is taken out, I can start removing all of the items. And when I say all of the items, I mean all of the items. All of the bottom chests here, so everything on that back row as well. I guess it's going to be the 2 chests here. Bottom 2 chests and every single hopper completely full of items right now. So there is just an absolute enormous amount of items to take out of this whole system, and I really don't want to do it, but it all has to go to the overworld, all has to be repackaged and probably put into shulker boxes and put up for sale in the foundry. It is a bit of a shame to take down a machine of this size after spending so much time on it. But I know that there's a better way to do it. I've done a little bit more testing and, you know, researching into the whole topic, and there's definitely better things to do. So it's a sacrifice, but gotta do what I gotta do. And anybody who wants to buy anything won't have to come out to the nether to get it. See, this is exactly why I don't want to have this out here. Freaking ghasts. So much better in the overworld without all of these random mob spawns. Okay, I've managed to remove pretty much all of the hopper lines around that had items in it. Most of the chests on the second row are completely empty. And then the chests on the bottom here, they all have stuff in them, pretty much up to where the lights are indicated. So I'm going to have to go around and get all those out eventually. But this entire top row, I'm pretty sure can come out without much issue. And I can also just take off this whole back part, remove all these hoppers and all of these, well, this is what indicates how much, how full these chests are. So I don't really need that anymore at this point, considering everything is moving. So we're going to chop all that off and then just leave the chests full of materials down here. Well, this story has a little bit of a sad ending. The entire machine is now gone, and I mean, I guess there has to be destruction for regrowth or something like that, right? Anyways, I do think that's going to be the end of this episode. That's all the time I have for today. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I really do appreciate it. If you are new to the channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button and like the video down below. You know, all the fun YouTube stuff. I really appreciate you guys watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.